Greetings, I am Toglin, Hell's Harlequin, but you may call me Tog. As of late, there's been a lot of tension between the general public and the police. I figured I'd throw in an amusing anecdote, how I met a bad cop and then a good cop on the same night. Earlier in the day, I walked over to a friend's house to watch some anime. When I walked over to my friend's house, the weather was quite pleasant, despite it being winter. However, I stayed over a lot later than intended, for when I was walking home, which was around 2 a.m., it was extremely dark and minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around minus 23 degrees Celsius, if I'm not mistaken. After making it a ways down the road, I was stopped by a police officer. He was a shrill old man. His first comment to me is, "Did you realize it's illegal to walk with traffic? That pedestrians must walk opposite to traffic. It's the law." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, officer, but you see there's a giant snow berm on the other side of the road. If I were to walk on that side of the road, I'd be walking in the road, which to me seems quite dangerous." And he said, he doesn't care. Get on the other side of the road, or he will ticket me for directly disobeying an officer. Frustrating as it was, I went ahead and crossed the road and walked pretty much in the middle of the road because the giant snow berm took up the entire shoulder. After the officer was well out of view, I crossed back over to the side of the road that had a clear shoulder, because I felt very uncomfortable walking in the road. It was extremely dark and I didn't want to be hit by a car. Just as soon as I did that, I was stopped by a police officer. I was at first in panic thinking it was the same officer, so I would be in a great deal of trouble, but to my relief it was a different officer. His first response to me was, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I explained that I was just simply walking home from a friend's house. Then he offered to give me a ride home. He said, "It's awfully cold and awfully dark out. Would you like a ride home? The roads are really quiet tonight and it would give me something to do." And I accepted his offer because I was quite chilly at the time. I then explained when I got into the car that I was afraid he was another police officer because I had just recently been pulled over for walking on the wrong side of the road. And he said, "This side?" And I said, "Yeah, I crossed back over, so I thought I was in trouble." He said, "Well, that doesn't make any sense. There's a giant snow berm on the other side of the road." That kind of made my night. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I wish all of you a pleasant rest of your day.